Come on.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54.
Come on.
And after these, Adam also.
After these, Adam also. Go ahead.
Whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Who God made Adam Lord of all creatures. Go ahead.
Of him come we all.
Of Adam come everybody. Like your boy said earlier, your man said earlier. Of Adam come everybody. He was the first prophet. You're right. I'll give you that. He was a prophet. Give you that. He's a God on the earth. You're right. A Lord. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And so of Adam come everybody. But also there's the people that God chose that came out of Adam. So the chosen people that came, everybody came out of Adam, but out of everybody, God said, I want that people for myself. Of all Adam's lineage. Go ahead, watch this.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
This is Ezra, a prophet of God. Ezra, he said, you made the world for our sakes. So the world we live in now, the earth, the sun, the moon, and stars that keep the earth running were made for that chosen people's sakes. Read on.
As for the other people.
As for the other people, which you, go ahead.
Which also come of Adam.
Come out of Adam. Go ahead.
Thou hast said.
What did God say?
That they are nothing.
They're nothing because they're not the chosen people of God. It's like, for example, when a father has a bunch of kids. Every parent, believe it or not, has a favorite. They can sit there and lie and pretend they don't. Every parent has a favorite child.
I see what you mean. Like, so like let's say one want to do something, they favor one kid over another one. That's why one kid might run away. I see what you're saying.
But regardless of circumstance, every parent's allowing a certain child. He knows that child gonna be the one that God directs. When they're gone, I'm gonna rely on that one.
Right.
Every parent has a favorite. They lie. They have two. If they have more than one, one's a favorite. They ain't gonna tell their children that, of course, but one's a favorite. Read on.
As for the other people which also come of Adam,
come out of Adam,
thou hast said.
You said about other people. Go ahead.
That they are nothing.
They are nothing because they're not his favorite. They're not his chosen. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
Drip like spit that come out of your mouth. Go ahead.
And has likened the abundance of them.
Has compared the number of them to what?
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
To a bucket of water. It's full. And you spill a drop, do you care? If you got a bucket of water and it's spilled to the top and you're walking with it and a drop spills, do you care? No, because it's nothing to be regarded. So God is comparing the other nations who are not chosen to that drop that falls from the full bucket. Read on.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen.
And now, O Lord, these same people that come out of Adam, who you did not choose, are non-Israelites, heathens, other nations. Go ahead.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
Which have always been reputed or had a reputation of being not chosen. Go ahead.
Have begun to be lords over us.
They rule over us. When you examine the Bible, the children of Israel, and the Muslims observe the Bible. When you observe the Bible, even as a Muslim, you read the Bible, you know that the children of God, Israel, who took out Moses and them, took Israel out of Egypt, they were enslaved in Egypt, right? Yeah. Then they were in the promised land. They was good.
Because of Pharaoh.
Right, because Moses came and took them out, right? But they were slaves.
Yes.
Then after that, they went and got the promised land, right? In the wilderness, rebelled there, then finally got into the promised land, rebelled again, went into slavery again, Babylon. Then they went into captivity again, Persia. Then they went into captivity again, Greece. Went into captivity again, New Testament, Rome. Right. Then after that, they went into captivity again, Spain. Right. Then Portugal.
Right.
Then you have something called the Spanish Inquisition. You ever heard of that before? Okay, that's the time. The Spanish Inquisition is when the Jews were expelled from Spain and Portugal. They ruled for 700 years as the Moors. Right. The Moors were Jews that observed 2 or 3 ideologies. You had Christian Moors, which were Jews that were Messianic believers. You had Islamic Moors, Jews that subscribed to Islam. And then you had Judaic Moors, Jews that observed Moses. The Jews that observed Moses and the Messiah were expelled out of Spain and Portugal because their ideology was converting their people out away from Christianity, which is this right here. Where's he at? The last of that. Right. They were pushing that ideology in Spain. So they, I'm gonna get you talking for a second. So they expelled us from Spain. We ruled as Moors for over 700 years. You know what I'm talking about? We had Ireland, we had Scotland, we had England, we had Spain, we had South France, Portugal. They began to fight amongst ourselves. They kicked us out of Spain and Portugal, and we fled into where your forefathers from: Algeria, Mali, Tunisia, automatically. Hold on, I'm gonna just read this 1 second. So at this point, when we fled from the Portuguese, right, and the Spanish into parts of Africa, the Turks, the Ottoman Turks, which were Arabs and Europeans mixed together, who were under Islam, they were ruled. They started taking over as well. So when Israel fled from the European, Portuguese, and Spanish during the Inquisition, when they fled from Spain and Portugal, we ran back into Africa. The Muslims, Arabs were already there, ruling over part of Africa. So what ended up happening was, when we fled into Africa, we ran into two opponents. We ran into the indigenous Africans that were already there, and we ran into the Arabs who are under Islam. And they collectively got together, and they rounded us up, as you see right here, and they sold us back to the Portuguese you see right here.
That's right.
So now I'm going to show you, so give me Joel 3 and 6 now. I'm going to give you the Bible and historical reference. Joel 3 verse 6 now. Joel 3 and 3, then verse 6.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3.
I'm going to show you what led up to this right here. You see right here? You see right here, you see a real Arab. They are black. Abraham is black, his children are black. That's an Arab right there, a real one. You have a Portuguese man right here. You can tell by the hat, Portuguese here, and an African man. The African has a gun because there was a trade among them. A trade. They sold us for wine and guns and other things. So to do what? To fight against each other, or fight against each other, and also conquer us in parts of Africa. So watch this. Read that.
Joel chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
Cast lots means they had auctions. They had auctions. Go ahead.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
And made the boys breeders. Go ahead.
And sold a girl for wine.
Sold out women for wine. This is a slave trade. Watch this.
Go
ahead.
That they might drink.
That they might drink. Go ahead.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
So Tyre and Zidon is referring to a nation of Canaanites, Hamites. These are Africans, indigenous Africans that we ran into when we fled from the Portuguese and Spanish. We ran into these Africans. We ran into them. Tyre, which would be, or Zidonians, as Africans. Go ahead. And these are Hamites. Go ahead.
Will ye render me a recompense?
No, go back to Tyre and Zidon, post of Palestine.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon is Africans. Go ahead.
And all the coast of Palestine?
Palestine is called Palestinians. That's the Arabs. Go ahead.
Will you render me a recompense?
Because these people they were not chosen as God's people. So as a revenge, they said we're going to take God's people and enslave them. Watch this. Let me show you. Go ahead.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Come on.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Come on.
The children also of Judah.
Children of Judah. Go ahead.
And the children of Jerusalem.
The children of Judah, that's us. Have what? What do they do?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Unto the Greeks, that's the Europeans, the white men. Go ahead.
Bring it up.
That ye might remove them far from their border.
They removed us during slavery far from our homeland. Go ahead. So now give me that real quick. I want you to read it so fast. Encyclopedia. 1960. 50s encyclopedia. Read this right here. Oh, well, I'm going to show you.
Hold on, you said 19.
1950s, yeah. Watch this. What it says here. Right here, it's underlined here.
Okay.
Watch what it says here. Well, maybe see something. Wait, hold on. We warfare. Social conflicts. Read the whole thing.
Social conflicts.
Watch this. And this is an encyclopedia on Africa, where your fathers from. Watch this.
Warfare and headhunting.
Now we read earlier in Joel 3, according to prophecy, that the Arabs and Africans will get together and sell the children of Judah and remove them far from their border. You understand that so far? Watch this. Read.
Warfare and headhunting have been the social conflicts, both now controlled by European governments.
Right, Africa's controlled by European governments. Right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Go ahead.
The greatest military organizations were those of the Maasai in East Africa and of the Zulus in the South.
Like Shaka Zulu and so forth. It was. Go ahead.
In Dahomey, West Africa,
The homie West Africa is where the Sidon and them was from. They're homie in that area. West Africa. Go ahead.
women called Amazons formed part of the standing army.
They conquered us, took our women and put them in their armies and called them Amazons. That's our people. Go ahead.
Slavery
Watch this. Slavery what?
was due to raids of Arabs.
Slavery was due to raids of who? Arabs and
Hamites.
Hamites. Go ahead.
On Negro communities.
In Negro communities. See that? So the scholars understand that Arabs and Hamites raided Negro communities.
Right.
If you notice, it differentiates between Hamites and Negroes.
Right.
Because Negroes are not Hamites. Hamites are Africans. We're not Africans. We're the children of Israel. Our people resided in Africa and were conquered and overthrown by both Arab, Islamic, and African, indigenous African conquerors. Okay, what you gonna say?
Why the division though? You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking. You know what I mean?
What do you mean division?
Why, like,
Me sounds angry.
hold on. I'm just asking.
Huh?
Like, all right, okay.
Go ahead. That's your question. I'll cut you off.
No disrespect to y'all brothers, nothing.
No, go ahead. That's your question.
All right, it's just like that. All right, okay, because I'm mixed. Does that bother you because I'm mixed?
Mix of what? What do you mean mix?
Because my father's out here. I'm on way. Does that bother who I
Is your
am?
mom from where?
I'm off the beat.
No, it's not mixed. It's the same people.
No, but I'm just gonna say, it's just like me, I'm just, that's like some arrogance. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the division, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean division?
Like,
What do you mean?
okay, like sometimes, like somebody, when they use the word like, oh, hey, rap, this and rap, like sometimes, like, it's just like, oh, sometimes I get tired of, like, I understand what you're saying, I do. It's like the slavery and everything that happened. That bothers me too. That bothers me too. It should, you know what I'm saying?
No, it should.
And then it's like, sometimes, okay, all right, I understand like all this stuff right here is going by a lot of foreigners and stuff like that. My brother, they from my brothers and me, they got swords, and I'm looking at some black people should have stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I get your point, and I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when brother came over, I didn't come over to argue with brother right here or anything like that. Oh,
Right.
Same like, you know, my brother, and I don't like pushing, that's all.
Well, when it comes to you said division. When it comes to division, God deals with division. I'm going to explain to you how I mean. I mentioned to you earlier how when nations come here, when they arrive in this country, whether it be from China, Iran, Iraq, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, when nations come to this country, right? Just here, look, America's a melting pot of a variety of nations. The nations that come from these different lands, right? Do or do they not come together and work collectively?
I'll answer the whole question.
Do they?
You would say something?
Yeah.
To me, you ain't our line. You just so right about that.
Right. So,
because like you said something like brother told last week. When he said, oh, stories that's on my foreigners, black people are like, you know, you give me something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
well,
dang, like.
right, but what I'm saying is there something wrong with that?
No.
Right.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right, but with our people, right?
People like,
Is that the same with us? No. So what I'm saying is that that's a form of division. You have, for example, you have Chinatown, right? Do you have any black-owned restaurants in Chinatown?
Bring it out.
Being real.
Do you?
Absolutely not.
Do you have any black-owned businesses in East Indian neighborhoods? Do you have any black-owned establishments in Arab neighborhoods?
Bring it out.
No. You know why? Because the nations understand that there is division.
Right.
Every race understands they have their own culture, their own heritage, their own traditions, and it's different from everybody else's.
Right.
Our people, we, based upon our mentality today in America, we tend to try to make it so that we all come together. Other nations understand we're not together.
Right.
China has their own country, their own land, their own rulership, their own government, their own money. They understand that. The Iranians have their own rulership, their own government, their own money. Africans, same thing. Japanese, same thing. We're the only people that sit down and say, I don't like division. Understand that there's division. Read that now, 32 verse 7. God does too.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
The Most High God divided. Go ahead. The nations what?
To the nations their inheritance.
Go ahead.
When he separated.
When God did what?
Separated.
Separate and divide is synonymous. God separated. Go ahead.
The sons of Adam.
The sons of Adam. The children of Adam. I'll give you an example. Do Chinese men have Chinese women? Do Arab men have Arab women? Do African men have African women? Do Hawaiian men have Hawaiian women? The nations have, the Most High gave each nation their own women, their own land, their own culture, their own tradition, their own gods.
Right.
They have all of that. So regardless of how our people feel about we should all come together, we should all be one, that's not how God had it set.
Right.
You understand? That's not what God's intent was. I'm going to show you. Read on. Continue. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam.
He separated nations. Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So all nations he made and gave them all their land and so forth. But his lot, his chosen people were the children of Israel.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.